Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the fan takeaways from the game between the Hawks and the Pies. If you want to be a part of this segment moving forward, follow Pies_footy on Instagram. We share the story after the game asking for your fan takeaways and we dissect it here. It's time to talk all things black and white. Good evening all. I hope we are relatively well. It's only footy, some will say, but it's the most important, unimportant thing in our lives at the same time. So it takes up a lot of headspace, doesn't it? Helps us keep ourselves occupied and all the rest. We are, nearly 24 hours removed from the game. I think if we ask ourselves how we're feeling, we're probably still feeling pretty down, pretty confused, pretty upset. Just given where we were and where we are is probably the biggest issue for us all. Coming to that understanding. Is it all over? No. Is there any room for any more errors? No. So it has to be a perfect one from here on out, starting with Adelaide and then Melbourne. Of course, tonight we continue to vent. I guess will be the theme of tonight. We will vent, and then tomorrow, Sunday, and then hopefully by Monday we can start really looking forward to the Adelaide game. I hate to break it to you, we're still 8 days away from that game. Such is a luxury of playing a game on a Thursday and then getting a bit of a rest on a Saturday. That's a 8-day break, isn't it, or something? No, that's 9 days. So we get 9 days off. It gives the team a chance to recalibrate. They'll probably do some bonding sessions. Yeah, that was a dagger to the heart, wasn't it, Badri? Welcome, Marvel Man, Rick, Elare Mani, Southeast Wolf, Epstein, Admiral Epstein. Goodness gracious. Clancy, how are we? Dixon, Owen, Stephanos, welcome. MD, Rick from Geelong, good man. Stephen, how are we? And Harry Eastwood, Houston, we have a problem. We have a problem, Houston. So, yeah. God, are you guys tired? Are you guys a little bit tired? We had a late one last night and then straight into work the following day. It doesn't stop, does it? In the gym with the Blues and Essendon Floggers again tonight. It's the Cats, isn't it? It's the Cats and you're on TV. Am I on the TV? Here we go. Good, mate. Finally calmed down a little. It's going to be interesting. Teresa, did you see the title of the thumbnail? You're the headliner. So stick around so we can dive into it because it's definitely left open for interpretation. So I'm sure it will create some good conversation. I'm bagged up, but I'm Manny. Hella. Okay, hell. I'm knackered, but we're here. Yeah, Cats are paying like $1.005 from what I saw. All right, shall we? Let's do it. Let's open up Instagram. You're famous. Didn't you say you had to get up at 4 a.m., Teresa? That's crazy. I mean, you are in Perth, so you probably would have gone to bed at like 12 a.m. Perth time, something like that? Where are we? All right, we'll start with Teresa's fan takeaway, and I'll have a crack at it, and then we can open up the conversation because it is left a bit open for conversation. Teresa_JDE, welcome. We have destroyed Dan Houston. I don't give a fuck what people's excuses are. We destroyed him. So when we say we destroyed him, I'm curious. Which way are we leaning into? Are we leaning into should have we changed his position to give him a different look? Should have we rested him? Should have we omitted him? Or are you suggesting that the expectations being a Collingwood football player is something that has destroyed Dan Houston? That's my question that we'll start with. And if it's we genuinely destroyed him, I suppose it came around quickly, right? if we go back 6-8 weeks ago, we've been pretty content with Dan Houston playing a role in the system. And I thought, admittedly, that when we get to this time of the season where it's crunch time, I thought Dan Houston was just going to flick a switch. Not that he was playing horribly 6 weeks ago, but I was just, in my mind, I was like, he's a proven high caliber player, great ball user. I thought he was just going to switch it on when he needed to. When the team asked more of him, he was going to stand up. That has not happened. It's been quite the opposite. Last week, we didn't really get the ball in his hands. And even though that was a big narrative going into the game, and then he just defensively had a shocker. This week, if you watch the game back, a lot of his touches were deplorable. And we got the ball into him. He had 13 handball receives, which pretty much, that spells out we're giving the ball to Dan Houston as much as we can and trusting his foot. And it didn't work out. And that's why I say you can't, in the player ratings, I said you can't fake confidence. You have to create it yourself. How do you do that? Fly talked about putting yourself in the best position to, referring to being process-driven and structurally being in the right position and making those decisions to put yourself in the right position to have impact and have an opportunity to have an impact is where I'm getting at. But I think that's a bit too kind. It's a bit too benevolent. It's a bit too... I know Fly's not going to flame our players to the media. He might acknowledge that they're down on form, but he's not going to say, yeah, he's just well off. Like, he's not going to say that. But yeah, I'm not a true believer because, guys, I'm not a professional, right? Did I play professionally in another sport? Yes. At a youth level, yes. I did that for a couple of years. From my experience playing as a goalkeeper, which is almost as unforgiving as a fullback role in footy, probably more so as a goalkeeper, because if you make a mistake in the back line, it's essentially on you. My confidence came from making a good decision. Once I put myself in the right position, did I come out for a cross? Did I spoil it with two hands? Or did I try catch it? Did I catch it but then subsequently dropped it and parried it into the striker's feet? Did I kick the ball to the right player? Yes. Or did I aim towards the right player with my pass? Yes. Did I execute that pass? No. If that's the case, my confidence will stay where it is, and that's in the absolute gutter. So my point is, confidence is purely based off execution. And that's what we've brought Dan Houston into the club for. Execution. We haven't seen it yet. Can we drop him? I don't think so. Can we change positions? Maybe to the wing. Is it a similar Lockie Schultz situation? It's a Lockie Schultz situation on steroids in the worst way. So those are my views when it comes to the confidence thing. That's been a massive talking point out of Fly's presser. And that's my view on Teresa's interpretation. I'll just scroll up and see if Teresa further expressed her point. He should never have played down back with Josh from the start. Josh was in his position. It's ruined his confidence now. Okay. Fair. That's an honest conversation. Problem is, are you going to... When Josh Dacos had the end to his season last year off halfback, when he was dominating all year long, how can you possibly move Josh Dacos elsewhere? Yes, he's found a bit of time in the midfield now. Maybe next year we go. It's not something we can probably change now. Maybe we can. Maybe we can't. But maybe next year we go. All right, let's put Dan Houston off the halfback line. But he's going to be the guy. Josh Dacos, we're going to see you in the midfield and you're going to rest forward. I can see that happening. Do you guys agree with that? Are we agreeable to that? The fact that we could see that in the future? Maybe not now. But I feel like that's probably our best option as far as being proactive with the Dan Houston situation. It's just come up, guys. It wasn't bandaged by our wins. It was bandaged by the fact that Dan Houston was doing well enough in a system, and then when we thought he was going to come around, it didn't come. KUQEZI says, Josh clearly needs to be back out on the wing to provide that sharpness around a contest. Missing quick feet around a contest, only Nick provides that. Josh is far more versatile putting back on the wing. So some of you are saying wing rather than midfield and rotating through the forward line. Okay, that's a possibility. He's an All-Australian wingman. Fair enough. So that's something we can consider. Do you guys think Fly will pull those triggers? The selection committee, will they pull those triggers going into Adelaide? We looked slow and tired. Should have finished in round 17, says Luke. Would have been nice if they called the season after we qualified, right? But yeah, there is. Look, I don't think there was no denying that we peaked too early. But I think we were all pretty confident that when these fixtures came back around, we'd be able to switch it on. We did the strength and conditioning phase. We did the qualifying. It's just hard to get the lads back up and about, it seems. The system is letting Houston down. It saddens me to see how harsh the fans are on him. Look, I want to bring this up as much as possible so that you guys know where we're coming from here. When we lose badly, we're going to vent. We're gonna hold these players to high standards. But guess what? When we win, they're going to get all the praise and more. It's just, yeah, there is an element of finding the balance. But when you lose like that, the repercussions, they're not going to be kind. So it's the players' jobs to stay off social media. Simple, right? That's how you avoid putting yourself down even more than where you need to be, than where you are. So there's that on their side. And we will have our sook. We'll all collectively have our sook, yes. But guess what? Going Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you're going to hear mostly good things and optimistic things. Blue Bagger says, I wouldn't worry too much about last night's loss. You guys had a similar loss last year against the Hawks. You guys will bounce back. Problem is, Blue Bagger, where we've only got 2 games left to rectify. Even Sydney, who were going terribly late last season, they had 3 games to bounce back. So this was the game where it needed to start turning around again. But guess what? The situation is a situation. We've got 2 games. Hey, look at it this way, right? Absolute worst case scenario, okay? Worst case scenario. We lose to Adelaide. Maybe, okay? I say this really loosely with not a great deal of confidence, but a possibility, because I look at the Melbourne game last year, and I think Melbourne are a better place this year than they are last year, right? As of right now. I think even if we lose against Adelaide, yes, top 4, kiss it goodbye. Ideally, we win that. But this latter part will stand for whether we win or lose against Adelaide. We go into that Melbourne game with a win against Adelaide or a loss against Adelaide. Hopefully, we can find our confidence in that game and let it be a free hit where hopefully I'm prayerful that we can just do a number on them early, get the confidence up, and take that confidence like we did against Essendon in 23. Take that confidence into the final series. Like, it just takes one game. It just takes one game to change everything. Josh Dacos needs to be where the ball is, says Rocco. In the midfield, wing, mid, the boys have lost their mojo. Everyone looks lost. Guys, how crazy it is. Look, I know we've probably seen this coming more so the last 2 weeks, but it just feel like it's just crept up on us out of nowhere. That's how I feel. Luke says if we finish 5th, at least we'll play at the G. Hey, it can be done. We don't want to be in that position, given where we were fucking 6 weeks ago. But if that's the situation, then fucking so be it. If Brisbane can do it, why can't we? But that's if we get there. Let's not even worry about that just yet. Last year we were peaking at the right time. We probably peaked, 3-4 games out, starting with Carlton, then Richmond, then Sydney, then Brisbane, and then Melbourne. We won 4 of our last 5. All right, let's move on to the next fan takeaway. Thank you for that, Teresa. So I'll read out a couple because some are more or less the same. Samantha Harston says, we have lost any sort of momentum as a team. Frustrating to watch. Yeah, momentum has definitely been quelled. We've been stopped in our tracks. Jake Robertson, 19, says, whole team looks disconnected. Something is just off. Haven't been the same since the bye. Many variables. Part to that is qualifying so early. Just having poor fixtures back-to-back that throw you off. West Coast, St Kilda, North Melbourne. Feds the Tribal Chief says, shell-shocked after Howe went off. Really? And Mason Cox is a chance to get an aside. For me, at the game, just watching that unfold between Howie and Jai Newcomb, mate, deflating. It was probably 10% of the reason why we lost, I think. Losing Howe like that, in that fashion, it's heartbreaking. Mason Cox is a chance, is what the gentleman says, Fed's the Tribal Chief. He says Mason Cox is a chance. So realistically, if we look ahead to the Predictor 23, we're probably where Mason Cox stands a chance is if we should, put McStay in the back line full time for the game against Adelaide at least. Can't bring Charlie Dean back in, and that means that opens up a spot for the forward line, and that could be Mason Cox. So, there's that. Christian Zografo says, dog shit. Aldin Key says, I don't care if Moore is captain. He needs a break to Bali. It worked for Degoe. If only, man. Rowan Cardona says, Moore stripped of the captaincy should have been done last season. I don't know if it's going to happen. Frampton, Jimmy Maloney 24 says Frampton and Moore are not AFL level. Moore is a product of the system. When the system is there, when the players are there, he's good. He's great most of the time. But when he has to do it himself, he just makes too many rash decisions. He panics, is what I'd say. Flynn Brown 17 says, we're shit. No excuses. I think Fly is off in a fantasy land. How big of a wake-up call is needed? If Brisbane wasn't the wake-up call, this is the final wake-up call. It's the final chance. Carrot Gold says, disgusting effort. Poor Sidey and Howie. Season is cooked. I'm not quite there yet. I'm not quite at season is cooked. Steve Tsoglou, that was fucking horrendous. Hey, it's a safe place. Reeves the Gram says, we are nothing without Howe. How many times do we need to say that Jeremy Howe is our most important player in our back half? Probably behind Darcy Cameron, okay? Bluebagger says, even though I enjoyed watching last night's game, you guys have a great culture and I can see a quick turnaround in performance. We can only hope, man. You know, Bluebagger, I was thinking, I've had some time to reflect and just thinking about all the adversity Carlton have gone through this year as a fan base. Definitely feeling that type of backlash and that heat the last couple of weeks. It's tiring. So where credit is due, guys, whether you like it or not, what you think of the Carlton fan base and everything else, for them to consistently rock up each week and endure the shit that they've had to put up with, mate, that's going to build character for them. I'm not saying they're going to turn their corner, but let's be real, like, mate, what we've been doing for the last 2 weeks, they've been doing for a whole year. Similar situations in the way that Carlton and pundits thought that they could be top 4 premiership fancies. So they went from this really ambitious mindset going into the season to, oh shit, we're in a rebuild. We're staring down the barrel of a rebuild. I'm not saying we're there where we're thinking rebuild, but we were 6 weeks ago by far and away the premiership favourites. Right now, are we even going to be top 4? Benny, here we go. Benny, thanks for the 10, brother. Write us off, to completely write us off is crazy. Absolutely possible to turn this thing around. For all the mistakes coaches and players have made, it can be fixed. History shows it's possible, even likely for us. Yeah, it's slightly more difficult than any more recent situation. Do you guys actually? So we've talked about Sydney's situation, how they still managed to play a grand final after a deplorable end to their year. They won 3 in a row. We did it in 2023 to a lesser extent. We saw Geelong last year. They started strongly. They had a poor mid-season and then they bounced back, made a prelim. And then there was Carlton last year who were flying. They were first or second halfway through the year and they absolutely plummeted and barely made it to the starting line of the finals. So besides that history, is there any other history where Sydney got pumped by Port, bro? Southeast. They got pumped by Port in like the fourth last game by 100 points. That's worse than what we had to put up with yesterday. So my question is, for you historians, are there any feel-good stories where teams have been absolutely in the mud this late into a season and have pushed deep into the finals? Teresa, thanks for the 5. Appreciate you. I've seen a few people asking for Fly to be sacked. Our fans are cooked more than the team. Again, like, you just have to put the blinkers on sometimes. You have to put the blinkers on. I'm definitely not calling for Fly to be sacked. I think for the most part he's a good coach. He's very jolly and happy, and he has a very teacher-like mindset, which some people like. I'm not always the biggest fan, but for the most part he served us pretty well. So I don't think for a second he would be getting the sack. And for people to call that, maybe they're really angry. Is it splurting out in frustrations right after the game? Of course. AA187 says 2002, we lost our last 3 games of the season. Really? Okay. Let's have a look. Here. AFL tables, Collingwood, 2002. Thank you for that. Go share screen. Does that work? I need to reset this. Restart. Okay, let's have a look. So, where were Collingwood? So Collingwood by round 18. We're top 3. Oh, you guys can't see that. I need to move that across. I need to make this smaller. We do lose to the Hawks every time we win the flag at the end of the season. True, bro. Hey, was it 1990 where they absolutely pumped us by... I made a documentary on it. We lost by like 90 points to Hawthorn late in the year, and then we won the flag in 1990, and we didn't dodge Hawthorn, but we didn't play them in the final series. Is that right, guys? Correct me. Am I right? All right, so this is 2002. Round 18, we are 3rd. Funnily enough, we lose to Hawthorn by 8 in round 19. We're 4th. We get pumped by Essendon, who were 8th. We're still 4th. Round 21, we beat St Kilda only by 11 points, who were second last. Wow, hold on, here we go. Optimism generating. Loading up. Round 22, 2002. We lose to Western Bulldogs by 41 points. They're not even in the 8. Guys, imagine if the media was around for this. Goodness gracious. We're still 4th somehow. So we didn't lose the last 3 games. We lost 1, win 1, 1 in 2, 1 in 3, 1 in 4. We lost 3 of our last 4 in 2002. We just creep into the top 4 by 2 points above Essendon. We go to Port Adelaide in Adelaide. Hello, we're going to Adelaide this week. Come on. Collingwood won by 13 points. Started strong and held on. We beat Adelaide at the G in the prelim by 28. Hello. And then, then this happened. So, okay. There we go. Bit of optimism. Hello. You're at the doggies game, Godzilla. We got flogged. It's a long time ago, eh? Come on, bro. Manny, history is important because it tells us what's possible and what's not. Does that not make sense, guys? Is that not fair? Can we not look at history as a point of reference? It's not the be-all, end-all, but you want to see what history repeats. You want to see what history repeats because history would... Guys, history does the same thing over and over and over again. There are anomalies along the way, so try fight me on that one, okay? Fight me on that one. Mags Travel says, tired players. Chip_10 says, we suck. Alex H says, we look slow in the midfield. We aren't up to it with younger sides. We have no leg speed. Let's have a look at the midfield, what the midfield mix was last night. Let's have a look. I would like to see maybe when Bo isn't playing, and I know he should be back this week, hopefully. Why didn't we see a Lockie Schultz? Because he did that against Gold Coast a couple times and he was all right. All right, so we'll go down here. So Geordie De Goey hardly played midfield. Probably need to see that after his big break now. Hopefully we get to see a big increase here. Maybe that goes to 50%. Josh Stakos would like to see that at 40%. Look at that. Like, it's a big mix. Like, we definitely tried a lot of different things. Tom Mitchell, Ned Long. Nick, only 63%. What was his time on ground? Nick Dacos, 76% time on ground, which was probably the least he played all year, right? Is it true that he spent 8 minutes on the bench for the first quarter when the game started? Is that true? Time on ground. Wait, that's 2023, 2025. So besides GWS, where he got subbed out, or he spent a lot of time on a bench because he had cramps, Port, the game was iced. I guess you can say the game was iced against Hawthorn, but nevertheless, it's still his third least amount of time on ground. Bobby and Bo have to play. Throw Josh in a wing. Girlfriend and I heading up to Adelaide for this game, regretting it now. Hey, you might regret it, or it might be the greatest thing to ever happen in 2025. All right, keep it rolling. What else have I got? Igor Pasichniak says, too slow. Abdul Rahman, 89, says, we're shit. Extreme Ink Geelong, which is Rick. Fly needs to drop the carrot and start applying the sticks. Enough of this love fest. So I'm sure we'll see some changes anyways regarding that. Whisper Finney says, we need leg speed desperately. Hayes, Roan, definitely need Cox. Okay, so Cox seems likely just based on what we're seeing as fans to come in, especially if McStay plays in the back line while Howie's in concussion protocols. I think Rowan Steele's a real smoky. Will Hayes will not play. If Bo McCreary and Bobby Hill are playing, along with Lockie Schultz and Jamie Elliott, Hayes will not play. But I can definitely see Rowan Steele coming in. However, Hoskin Elliott would be a good wing player to roll with Daniel Curtin for that specific matchup. So that's that. Zahira Wilson, 01. We would have won if they didn't change the training times and told nobody. Still dirty on that. Hey, call it bad juju, man. Call it bad juju. Luke Smith, here he is. $14.99. Appreciate you, brother. What's that? Is that a flying jelly bean or something? Hey, where'd my chat go? I lost my chat. Let me add it again. You just close the door. Let me add the chat back in. Docs. Where's Docs? Chat. There we go. Chat's back. Luke, what is that? A flying jelly bean or something? With a cape. Thanks, brother, for the 15. I appreciate you. I haven't seen your name in a while. Are you a quiet watcher, Luke, or do you just come in when you can? Nevertheless, thanks for the 15, my friend. Here's an omen for you. West Coast won the Wooden Spoon in 2010, 23, 25. Chin up, guys. There we go. Come on. We're coping. We're coping. Come on. We're coping. Agus Daniel _ says, really not much. Smashed around the ball when contest. Entries inside 50 are terrible, which it has not been our DNA. We're so slick going inside 50. We've really lost that over the course of the last 6 weeks. So that's something that needs to be fixed immediately. Same guy, Agus Daniel says forwards need to work harder, need to stick our tackles. Key defender. We need a key defender, which might not be till next year, like a Jack Silvani, but hopefully when Jeremy Howe comes in, it fixes a lot of problems. I think the forwards, they get a mulligan on this one. Like their pressure for the entire year has been first class. They were off last night, but the whole team was. Wade Miles says, I'm fucking done. Missing 9, we have cooked ourselves with arrogance and by flirting with selection and form. I mean, hindsight is 2020, right? Hindsight is 2020. Did we have warning signs over the last few weeks? Yes, about messing about. So it is, and here we are now. Here we are, looking back at our potential mistakes that we've made. Kev's Magpie says no effort over handballing. Billy _O says season over. We're easy beats now. Come on, guys. Enough of the hyperboles. Come on, have some faith. Guys, one's in the chat. If there is any, do you guys still have at least a glimmer of hope? One's in the chat if you have a glimmer of hope. 2, if you've given up. 3, if you're still not sure and you're still in shock from last night. 1's if there's still hope. 2, if no. 3, you're still in shock and aren't able to process anything yet. Is Pendle's going to play when he's 48? Mate, he was probably our best player last night. I think he was the coach's MVP as well. 1's, come on, get the 1's in. Come on. Let's be real. Get the 1's in. Come on. All right. There's still belief. 3. We're still unsure. Okay. If we beat Adelaide next week, look out. Matthew, 1. Hey, Matthew, I didn't expect a 1 from you. I like that. Hello to Manny. 1. Hello, Yanni. 1. Opa. Nato. Yeah, hope starts to build Wednesday. Yeah, for the Saturday game for sure. 1's, love it. Rick, if we win a flag, this year, we're all going to your tattoo parlor in Geelong and we're all getting premiership tattoos. I don't know what type of, I know this is looking too far ahead, but there will be a Collingwood tattoo on my body in some shape or form if we win a flag. And we're bringing troopers over to Geelong. We're taking a bus from Melbourne to your parlor in Geelong and we're all getting Collingwood tattoos, mate. So get ready. September, have a clear schedule, mate. Okay? Foreshadow. If we beat Adelaide, the tide will turn immediately at 100%. It's all Flyers' master plan to make the league think we're shit. Love that. Anthony. Bo and Bobby back. Come on now. Luke says, all I can say is I'd rather barrack for the Pies than the Blues. Most successful club in history. Huge. Narnet PT says, we are gone. Leper Senior says, slow. Liam Driscoll 90 says, Fly got complacent and has no plan B. Should have gone hard to get the 17 wins when rested. Hello, Yanni will get a tattoo as well. Hello. Come on. Benny, thanks for the 5 memberships, brother. You're a machine, mate. You're a gifted membership machine. Welcome, Troy. Welcome, Luna. Welcome, Jason. Welcome, Logan. Welcome, Tomo. This one's from Ben. The Kai Zero. Early season form may have been fool's gold. Hopefully not. There's still a little bit left to be told. PG _ black and white heart. 24 team changes over 7 weeks are way too many to keep the chemistry going. And that's as simple as, isn't it, sometimes? Too many changes. Some forced, some personal, some injuries, some experiments. It's too much. There's no stability. And we'll have more changes this week. So that's where the conversation comes in. How much can we change and how much should we change given how late it is in the year? Wholesale changes do not work this late in the season, from my understanding. Buzlucky, AB in the chat. Question after watching Flyers Presta is, why are we not playing our system? Why? It's a great question. Once again, for the most part of the season, we've been playing our system. I think right back, just referring back to the last fan takeaway, 24 team changes over 7 weeks is astronomical, and that will definitely affect the system. The system doesn't change every week. The cogs in the wheel, or the wheels in the cog. Help me out, guys. Cogs in the wheel or the wheels in the cog? I think it's wheels in the cog, okay? The wheels in the cog keep changing, so they don't have a chance to rev up and get into their groove. Great. And the last fan takeaway is grave_architecture poo emoji. It's just the poo emoji that he sent, or she. Daniel says, who are our bottom 6 players now? What happens to our forward half pressure game? Hopefully we can get back to our forward half pressure game when Bobby and Bo are back. Maybe we add some more speed around the contest. Maybe a Rowan Steele. Maybe we go in without Tom Mitchell. Or guys, I think now the answer is probably more obvious now that we've seen enough, or more than enough, or some the cog on the wheels. Okay, there you go. Thank you, Dom. Who makes way? Is it Tom Mitchell or Ned Long out of those two? I thought Tom Mitchell was okay. He wasn't our worst player in a game that was really bad for most players. I don't think he was horrible. Was he slow when the ball got outside of the contest? Yes, but are we surprised? No. I want to watch the center bounces again, and I just want to see what on earth has anyone taken the time to watch the center bounces and what actually happened, because a lot of that happened there. But we were also post clearance, we were just beaten everywhere. We were minus 20 in the post clearance contest, which means once the ball is bounced and once the ball's been cleared, we were also minus 20 around the grounds. So players like Nick Watson and James Sicily, who aren't even at the center bounce, were winning loose balls all around the field. You take Ned Long out. He hasn't played well in a month. Tom must stay in. Long needs a rest. Get both out. We need speed. Bottom 6 players, you reckon? Who are our bottom 6 players? I mean, we had a bottom 23 players yesterday. So how about that? Ella, Manny, jump in for 10 minutes. Come give us some optimistic G up. Give us something calm. I'll put in my AirPods. Jump in Discord. Just Manny, guys. Just Manny, by the way. I'll go open up Discord now. Make sure my settings are right. Yeah, we have been second to the ball lately, Manny, that's for sure. I'm just getting into the Discord now, guys. Give me 1 sec. Yasu. Ella, are you there? Tired, bro. Tired, exhausted, but more so just from what we had to experience. Hold on. Let me get the Discord. All right. Now we can hear you. Go.
Hit you hard, this tool say. Hit you hard, eh?
What was your live reaction throughout the game? Go tell me about quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. When did you enter the numbness?
Oh, quarter one, the new game style. It was chaotic.
Mm-hmm. It was obvious. Yeah,
they're giving the ball to.
It was obvious.
Yeah, it was obvious. New game style said, "Yeah, we're on." He's changed the game style up. He's brought the right players back in. We're on. So the game style's chaotic. It's run and gun. They're giving the ball to Houston. He's making a couple of mistakes. Yes, you're right. He's making a couple of mistakes, but he's still getting the ball. He had 12 possessions in the first quarter. Houston. Now 10 10 possessions in the first quarter. He had. And then guess what happened? Second quarter. They adjusted on us. They lifted their pressure up, and then the system broke down. Too slow. We couldn't put pressure on them. They were handballing out too easy. They had runners down the side. They got runners helping them. Right, easy handballs. We're too slow. Couldn't put the pressure on, and couldn't do nothing else. Fourth quarter, the same shit, but even worse. The boys got panicky. They lost faith in the system. It had broken down. They weren't running into the positions. They weren't setting up properly. And in the fourth quarter, they gave up. They put the jumper on the ground. And they gave up. There was no coming back. There was nothing there. We scored 12 goals.
Who didn't give up?
Schultz and Nick. They're the only two that didn't give up. The rest all gave up. All of them. Apart from Schultz and Nick, every single one of them on the ground gave up.
Brazzy?
All of them.
Brazzy? Come on.
Brazzy was trying his hardest as well. Yeah, you're right. Brazzy as well.
Perryman?
But the rest of them, huh?
Perryman was good. Pendlebury?
Pendlebury? Pendlebury, he tries hard as well. What are the boys going to do there? What's Houston going to do there? The defense is under siege there. What do we expect from half-backers to do? Seriously, there. When your key defenders aren't playing well, what are the half-backers going to do? They're not there to stop the key forwards. They're there to rebound off the back 50 there.
Yeah, someone said in the chat, it looked like Dan Houston was kicking it off his shin at times. Come on.
Yeah. They lifted the pressure up there. But what do you want Houston to do there?
Hit targets,
no
man.
For him?
Hit targets, bro.
Yeah, but
Chris and I were at the game. Yeah,
Listen,
Chris and I were at the game. We had a perfect view.
Targets?
He was missing easy targets. Trust me, bro. Chris in the chat. Was Houston missing easy targets? Yes or no? I understand the Hawthorn pressure overran us. They threw us off. But Houston had many opportunities, especially in that first quarter, to hit simple targets. I promise you. I saw it with my own eyes.
Listen there. In 2023, where was Houston there? Where was Houston in 2023? Where was he?
Port.
Where was Houston there? We didn't have Houston. So what's all this worried about Houston now there? We didn't have him in 2023. What do you expect the bloke to do? He's just coming to a new system there. He's just coming to a new side there. Like Schultz. What's he going to do there? What about the rest of our players, bro? What are they fucking doing? So all of a sudden we're going to blast Houston there. And we didn't have him in 2023. What are the rest of them doing, mate? So we think Houston's going to save us now?
You're right, bro. You're right. You're still hallucinating. Have you slept?
There. Did we have Houston in 2023?
What does that matter?
What I'm trying to say is, what are the other players doing? What's Houston the biggest problem for? He's just coming to a new system.
I'll tell you why.
What about
do you want to know? Do you want to know why? Do you want to know why? Why I'm so upset with Dan Houston after last night? Go back to the first quarter. Look at his kicks, bro. He's missing easy targets. If he hits those targets, it alleviates pressure. It gives us ascendancy. It gives us confidence. It could have been a different game from there on out. I promise you.
Listen, there, Houston can hit as many targets as you want, but I'll guarantee you, if your captain and your defenders there are playing like absolute pussies, doesn't matter how many possessions Houston gets there. Your back 50 is broken there. Go watch the replay. They had 5-6 forwards waiting for the ball there. You could have Nick Dacos getting 50 possessions. If your defensive 50 is broken the way it is, we're gone there.
We're talking about two different problems here, bro. You and I.
That's the problem. There's 3 different problems. The back 50 is broken.
Yes.
The forward 50 is broken.
Yes.
And the midfield's broken there.
Yes.
We've got problems all over the ground there. We've got dramas all over the ground.
Yeah. Ella, Manny, Teresa, thanks for the 5. Teresa says, I miss Sully. He clearly adds more to the side than some people would admit. What do you think about that?
I said it last week on the show there.
What?
I said it. We miss Sullivan. We miss Sullivan
Come
because
on.
he gets in and under the ball. Eh?
Are we clutching at straws? With that? If McCreary and Bobby Hill on the side, are we going to be missing him? Yes or no?
No, because we've got a bit of speed in the team. We've got a bit of speed in the team, and the problem with having Mitchell and Long in the team is they can't play any other positions.
Yeah,
they can only play midfield.
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to say.
Ned Long, he looked like a headless chook in the forward line.
And also, they're getting 10 possessions. So you're telling me that Allen and Rowan Steele can't get 10 possessions, but what we're gaining with Rowan and Steele and Allen is at least we got speed all night long.
Yeah.
At least we know there's speed in the squad. When you got Mitchell and you got Long, we know from the start of the game we're going in there, and they're never going to get faster than what they are. They're always going to be slow.
Yeah. Chris asked Manny, he said, what are your thoughts on Adelaide? I know we're still 8 days away, but what are you thinking now as we look towards it?
Listen, I don't want to carry on all the time. They're lucky. I don't rock up to the Adelaide Oval when the bus rocks up.
Are you scheming? Are you scheming or what?
And absolutely bake them. I don't want to bake them before the game because I want their heads to be cleared. But they're lucky I don't go to the Adelaide Oval with a megaphone. I'll go hire a megaphone there. I'll go there with a megaphone and I'll absolutely bake them. This is the last chance, mate. Last chance.
Chris wants to jump into Discord.
If we don't get speed in the side there, we're going in there losing already.
Hey Manny, Chris is jumping in. I'm pretty much gonna let you guys do the talking. Chris, Frank.
Get him on.
You're talking to
Chris. What are you doing,
I'm the real Collingwood fan, mate. Don't worry about this guy.
I know you are there. I tell him every week there. I know you fucking lose the plot. They lock me there.
I've got a magpie on my forearm, mate.
There, you got to be real there. We can't skirt around the edges, man. You know what I mean? You need to be real, bro. We're bowling it there. We're missing it.
We've got to move on to Adelaide, man. What are we doing? We need to win two of two to make top two. That's the plan now, yeah? Bobby and Bo back in.
Yeah, I know. We need more speed there. We need more speed. We need explosion there. We need more speed. What about the Malaka there, the captain? What's he doing there?
Oh, mate. I would fuck him off to the VFL, man, if I could, but we just can't. We can't.
You have to. You do that. Listen.
But he's the captain, man. That's just going to be demoralising for the club.
Yeah, I saw. What's his name? Make a video. They even made a video of him. Caniglio, the coach told him, "He's the captain. Listen, you're a liability. I got to drop you." And he was crying on the video there. Yeah, you got to make the hard call.
I don't think Craig McRae is capable of doing that. I think he's too soft.
Yeah, I know that, but
too soft, bro.
This is crunch time now. We're fighting for a premiership there. They've gone out there and playing.
I heard there's a chance we can actually miss the finals. What needs to happen for that to happen?
A lot. There's a lot of things, a lot of results that.
I guess so. We've qualified, but if we beat Melbourne but lose to Adelaide, top four is fucked. Pretty much.
We can still make top two there if we beat Adelaide and we beat Melbourne.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying if we win one of the two, do we still make top four?
We'll finish fifth, sixth.
Fucking hell, mate.
I've done it today. I've done about half an hour ago. I've done the predictor. I've done it there. I couldn't help myself.
Well, it's on to Adelaide, mate. We have a good record against the cunts anyway, so.
Yeah, what I'm worried about is the way we're playing it there. I can't see it happening because we're that disconnected there. It's fucking. I can't see it happening, bro. You know what I mean?
Do you know what I think? Do you know what I think? I think if you would ask me who are the two biggest outs, if you could name them for Collingwood, I would say Bo and Bobby. The two biggest outs. Maybe Nick Dacos is probably arguably in that conversation, but them two, man, are fucking big for our team.
Yeah, because they bring the speed.
Huge, man. Bobby Hill, the X factor he brings, man. Bo, the chasing, the tackling. No cunt was tackling yesterday, man. I think it was 40 tackles total. Nothing.
Yeah, they couldn't catch him. They were that slow there. They couldn't lay a glove on him. They were too slow there. They couldn't lay a glove on him. I was watching him. You could see it was like a 100-meter sprint. Mitchell was getting 20 meters left behind from the runners. Hawthorn runners.
Hawthorn were just absolutely dicing us to pieces yesterday, man. Just running rings.
What were you saying, Chris? What were you saying in the first quarter, and then what changed? Remember what you were saying?
Oh, we brought insane pressure. I thought we looked as aggressive as we have. We looked similar to how we played against Fremantle. We brought that pressure, and I don't know, it just collapsed. Like Manny said, they must have adjusted their system, and ours, crumbled. So, but we just looked like it looked like Hawthorn couldn't, withstand our pressure. They just couldn't. But then they adjusted. So
they slowed down. As soon as the second quarter come out, they slowed their ball movement down, and the whole game just changed. I was to myself, what's going on here? There, the first quarter was ballistic, and all of a sudden the game turned to shit. They slowed it right down. They were taking short kicks, right? Taking the little short kick and fucking slowing the game right down.
Nah, they were dicing us up.
I've been pretty cool, calm, collected this year with every Collingwood game.
No, it's time now there. You can't out there. You've got to listen out there.
This is the first game where I'm actually feeling the nerves. I don't know, man. I don't know.
You know there's a problem with it, Chris. You know there's a problem with it. You can see it. That's why you think you're feeling like that.
I was telling Anthony yesterday, man, like watching Collingwood this year up until now, it was a snooze fest. Yes, I'm as passionate as they come, but because we were playing so good, winning every single game, you just thought, let's qualify. We got top 4 in the bag. Let's just gear up for that. But now we're fighting for a top 4 spot. So now the real Chris Manny's coming out. Yeah, the real Chris is coming out.
You know, it looks like it. You know, it reminds me of. He looks like a robot with a flat battery. Our team at the moment looks like a robot with a flat. With a flat battery.
We got to get a fucking new battery soon, mate. Fuck me.
Yeah, short circuiting there. The system breakdown. Did you see the tap of the Malacca and Darcy Moore done to Watson there?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well done, buddy. You well done, buddy. You want to get the small forward in motion, do you? All right. Tap it down his throat. Right. Let him kick a quick goal. The goal line's open. And what you do after is put Quaynor on there and tell Quaynor to stay 20 metres off him, and let him kick a second goal and let him get right up and get the crowd involved.
He's just a fucking liability, isn't he, man? He's so frustrating to watch, man. Seriously.
Guys, Teresa, I want to get this in. Teresa donated $2. Thank you. She said, Brazzy captain 2026.
Fucking oath. No.
I would say yes too. Yes, I would say yes.
You know what a captain does? You know what a captain does at Anthony? You know what a captain does today? You know what I would have done? I would have walked into the club today and I would have apologised to all my teammates. I would have put the captaincy on the table. And I would have told the coach, get in the fucking room and get the boys to vote for a new captain, because I cannot be captain at this stage of the football club the way that I'm performing at the moment. I need to focus on my footy and get the players to vote for a new captain.
The only thing Darcy Moore has going for him right now is the fact that he is a premiership captain. If he didn't win a premiership, I would say his captaincy would have been stripped a few games ago.
All right, so if we win the premiership this year, is he a premiership captain or is he only premiership captain by name?
You tell me.
By name only.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if we win the premiership this year, he's going to remain as captain, no doubt.
All right, there, Chris, and you got the best player on the entire planet, not in the Melbourne, not the MCG. You got the best footballer in the world, and you start him on the bench for 14 minutes.
Ooh, Nick Dacos.
It makes no sense.
Did he start on the bench yesterday?
Yeah, 14 minutes. The best player on the planet there. Oh, not in Melbourne.
Why wasn't I aware of this? I was at the fucking game too. Nick Dacos started on the bench for 14 minutes straight.
Yes. That's when they got. That's when they got ahead of us. That's when they were hammering us.
I was wondering earlier in the game, where the fuck's Nick? And he was on the bench. I didn't even know that. What's to go with that? Then what's the reason for that? Because that's horrible. Like I didn't even know that.
So you know what he's trying to do? He's trying to cut the tag, but he's that dumb that while you got the player off the field, the tag's working because the player's off the field.
Do you know what I was thinking for the Brisbane game last week, man? How we just waited 3.5 quarters for Bobby Hill to get on. We should have started Bobby from the get-go, mate. Who did Markov play for Brisbane? I think he did, right?
Markov played for us, yeah.
Oh, mate. I just think you're coming up against Brisbane. You're playing Bobby Hill out of anybody else, right? He won a Norm Smith, mate. Kicked 4 goals against him. Kicked 3 goals against him in the grand final rematch. Kicked four on him this year as well. Why aren't we playing him?
The amount of malakis they're doing and the stupid stuff they're doing is ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
It's strange because he misses so many games, comes back, and he's got gastro. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, he got sick.
Not to mention he was held for 3 quarters against Brisbane. Is there like conflict going on? I don't know.
Well, people said he was in Perth visiting his kids, but they would have seen him at the airport. They would have busted him. The media would have busted him. It would have been a big story. I don't think he went to Perth. They would have busted him in there. They would have seen him.
It doesn't make sense, mate. Like, yeah, misses all those weeks for family reasons, and then, yeah, misses 3.5 quarters, and then the week after, he has gastro. I don't understand it. I think there's more to it, man, but obviously they're keeping it under wraps. I heard contract talks, but they got to fuck all this bullshit off the contracts, man. We have games to win. We have members that want to see another premiership. They need to get all this money's hawk out of the way and play footy, mate.
Yeah, it's got to be done. We need to see at Adelaide Oval absolute explosion there for 4 quarters. It's got to be explosion. It's got to be.
We're bringing in the 2 perfect players for it, man. Bo and Bobby. We need to start ferociously at the start, man.
Yeah, bodies on the line. No mucking around, nothing. It's got to be full blown attack mode. Simple. And lucky the forward 50s and the back 50s are thin. They're thin at the Adelaide Oval, so that way we won't be able to stop them a bit. It's not like the MCG. The oval's a bit thinner, so we might not get exposed as much.
Yeah,
hopefully.
We've got a lot going for us going into this game, man. Like, I know we're in shit form, but Adelaide Oval, we love playing there. We win a lot of games there, and then Adelaide as well. Great record against them. So
it's do or die there. It's no more mucking around now. I would have lost it there. I would have lost Adam. You have to pull the pin now. Something's got to be done. You can't wait anymore there.
Let me ask you a question, man. You're from Adelaide, yeah, Manny?
Yeah, Adelaide, bro, yeah.
Yeah? Are you going to the game or not?
Last week. I watched them train last week.
Yeah, are you going to the game or not?
No, I don't. It's sold out, but I don't go to games because I go there. I'm from Adelaide, but I go there with my Collingwood kit on, right? And they get smart with me there. And I've been locked up before for violent offences. I was locked up before for violent. And if I start something, they'll lock me up first because of my record. So I don't go there. I don't go there, bro.
Better to watch it from home, huh?
No, see it properly there either. I'll lose it. I want to see. I want to see what's going on. I want to see the footage. I want to see who's doing what and what's going on. Yeah, I know I can't see them doing running patterns as much, but I can see what's going on properly.
So just going back to your Houston chat with Anthony before, so Anthony's like, yeah, Houston's turning the ball over and whatnot, but you're defending him saying the defensive half broke down and that's why he was mucking up. Was that what you were saying?
Yeah, what I'm saying is because our defenders, our key defenders are buckling, he's got to go and support them. He has to support them. So
we're not talking about that, bro. We're not talking about that. We know that's a problem. We've conceded that Dan Houston can't defend taller forwards. That's fine. But Chris, what were we saying?
Yeah, but you know,
plain and simple. I know. Look, everyone was turning the ball over, man. Everyone was. Everyone had a dirty game. The defense was the worst, bar none. You can't even fucking. There's no 2 ways about it. The defense was shocking, but Dan Houston was missing easy kicks. It doesn't get any more simple than that.
Yeah, he was. But you know what we brought Houston to the club there? He's the cream on top. That's what we brought him there. We brought him there for the cream. The rest of the Buckham players need to fucking support him.
You're not. Look, I was happy with him playing a role this season, and I was hoping he'd fire up and lift for the final series. He did not come with the hefty price tag of 2 first-round draft picks to be the cream to the top, bro. Come on.
It wasn't 2 first-round draft picks today.
Maybe the team's not presenting themselves the way Houston wants them to present themselves. They're not leading in the right spots. They're not, you know what I mean? They're not meeting Houston halfway. Because he loves his rangy kicks. He picks them out, right? So maybe we're just not the other players just aren't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. All I can say is from watching it at the game, he was missing simple kicks. Simple as that. He was making errors that fucking wanted me to go. I wanted to go crazy, man.
I'm gonna give Houston an out for this year. He might come good in finals. I'm gonna give him
He's
an out.
probably doing what Lockie Shorts did last year. Simple. He's just adjusting to a new system. He probably has low confidence because of it, and that's it. Probably takes him a year to get used to it.
Next year, if he's playing like that, I'm going to absolutely tear shreds off him. I'm going to tear shreds like Dusty Moore. I'm going to tear shreds off him. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt there, but I'm going to tear shreds off him.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
All
Look,
right,
I'm not hating on him. I think the whole team is collectively just playing like duds, and they need to turn it around this fucking week against Adelaide. Because if we don't beat Adelaide and we miss top 4, we're not winning the fucking premiership. Simple. No, and that's going to be, I reckon, if we don't make top 4 and don't win the premiership this year, will be known about the coaches. The coaches fucked our season. That's what I think.
I think we've got
the resting, the managing, all this bullshit. You know, Bobby Hill missing. You know, Yeah, I don't know. Anyway,
I don't think we've got the horsepower. I don't think we've got the horsepower at the moment to win it from fucking out of the top 4. I don't think we've got the power to win it. I've watched them lately. We haven't got the horsepower to get it done. Then you got Malaka. Then you got blokes taking what do you call it? Maternity leave, right? They're having kids there. They're getting games off and shit, mate. We've got to get serious here, bro. And then you're resting players off 3 games.
Yeah, I can't
play them, mate.
I can't look. To be fair, I can't vouch. Even when it happened, Membry had his kid early in the week. I can't vouch for him missing a week because that could have played to why we played Fremantle. Yeah, was it Fremantle when we had him and we lost? Well, we didn't have him.
Yeah, Fremantle.
Yeah, okay. All right, guys, I'm gonna call it anyways. I've got to go eat. I'm starving. We'll probably see you guys Sunday. Maybe a day off tomorrow. Who knows? We might rock up in the morning. We'll see what happens.
All right, easy, right. Sant. Yes, Manny. Good talking to you.
See you, Chris. See you, buddy.
See you, mate.
Yes,
all right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on this Friday night. I'm feeling a little bit better now. We get to talk it out, and yeah, hopefully we can start looking forward to the Adelaide game and see what happens, huh? Thanks for watching, and as always, go Pies.